they're not actually centered. Someone loans you a CMI, the nicest thing you can do is to clean it thoroughly with a hose. If you haven't noticed, I'm filming from Las Vegas, where everything is fake. You know, Paris is fake over there, we've got New York that's fake over there. The real New York is much better, but I can't show you that unless I can somehow magically snap my fingers and go there. Holy shit, we're in New York. Oh man, I left my wife back there. All right, welcome to the next episode. So, on this one, we're going to be getting the graphics sorted out. We made the front plate, it's kind of coming along. Front plate was a test plate, it's now turned into real plate, but now we're going to get all those lovely graphics that look very Fairlighty all done. Now, that might not feel very synthesizery, but it's all part of the process. I've got to get it done, got to get it finished, and it's got to look nice and good. Last episode, I did a thing where I basically managed to scan it with a scanner, and that was just to give me a rough layout. I'm not going to use it for the actual graphics. Oh, and I'm also going to be spending a little bit of time getting that little cute little PCB that goes in the front with the little lights that has the stop and start, run and halt switches and reset switches working too. So, there we go. Let's get on with it. Okay, I've got it in Affinity Designer, and then I've cut it off to what is basically the right size, the width. And so then I measured that, which is 14.3, and then it basically gets cut off right at where the L is with a little gap. So let's just measure to see if that's exactly correct, because I just typed in the numbers. I need a sheet of paper. And if I give myself a little gap at the end, actually it looks bang on. Look at that, if I give myself a little margin of error at the end there, and it's basically exactly where that L is. Wow, that is super bang on. That is eerily accurate. Okay, cool, so now what I need to do, I'm half tempted to just use this. No, don't. Draw a box, get it clean it up, redo it. Wow, I just noticed something really, really weird. How long have we all looked at Fairlights and things? I know they're all handmade, but I've just realized, look at the way the run is right beside, in between the switch and the LED. Right, halt and run, it's in between. Enable is in between. These are all basically equidistant, you know, it's in the middle between these two things. But look at NMI and restart. They're not actually centered. It's off to the right a little bit. How come I've never seen that? Anyone that actually has a Fairlight needs to now go look at their Fairlight and see if it's the same. So guess what? We're gonna have to fix that. Or do I keep the error the same? Oh. Now that's tricky. Do I fix it? Or do I leave the error? Huh. Let's add a box and let's get going. So now I've masked out the actual Fairlight and I've made a new rectangle. Then what I've done is I've now cut out a little area for the new Fairlight logo. Hello. Processor number 1, check it out. Alright, not bad at all. If you can see that. Oh, you know what I'll need? I will need some registration for where the holes are so I can register it. Let's do that. Alright, that looks reasonably... Whoa, that looks quite close. And I've made it so, as I said, it's basically equidistant there. Alright, let's print one out. Well, that's a mistake. My font is not right. It's way too thick. The writing is too tall. The overall, look. So the writing is too tall. This is too tall. The line's too thick. And this looks really crunched in at the end. So I need to bring it across a bit. Right, now I've done it too small. Alright, so the writing is now too short. This is now squashed in too much. The holes look, hold up to the light, look bang on though. Oh yeah. Can you see that? No, you can't see that. Whoops. Let's try again. Number 3. This looks good. this looks good. The height of the writing is bang on. The type of font here is bang on. This is bang on. I've thinned out the line. The only thing is this is too close to the end. This is still too close. Let's do that now. You can really see there, if I use the old one, you can see the difference in the clarity. It's just not good enough. It just looks kind of crappy. Okay, let's move you along. This program's great, but it only shows one. You can type in 2 decimal places, which is what you need. But whenever you go back to it, it says 24. Now when you go back, it says that's actually 24.12, which I need. And if you click on it, you have to click and wait. It says 24.1, so it only shows you 1 decimal place, but it is actually taking 2. And 24.12 looks about right. Let's get rid of that. Oh, it moved. Oh, what the heck is going on? Alright, now it's in the right place. And I used, here I used Helvetica, and then I used 3 kind of numerals, and then drew a you know, a rectangle, and then distorted it so it matches the italics. Let's try printing that one out. Alrighty. Hot off the press. I didn't number it. Okay, I'll need to fold it. Let's see what this looks like. You're making a mess, Blythe. This looks nice. So now, this one sits like that, and it's a little bit further along, but that's the size of plate that I have. So if I now take my plate, boop, 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 and put that, first of all, let's see the holes line up. If the holes line up, that's going to be the ultimate challenge. Yep. Okay, the holes, oops, the holes, it doesn't look like it right now. The holes are lining up. I can line up because I can see through the, there's a light over there that allows me to see through. Okay, so that's about there. How does that look? Not bad at all. Not bad. Now that we've got it close, I got some acetate printer sheets, but it only comes in a pack of 10, like 20 bucks. So I need to find a cheaper method than that. But let's print out the same thing on the acetate so that we can see how well it lines up. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a thing now. That's a thing. It's a real thing. Look at that. That is now the proper thing. Now, it's lining up here really well. Good Lord, it's so exact. Okay, I didn't do a bad job, I guess. But as it gets further forward, it's out by about 1 millimeter or 2 millimeters, and then here even more. So I need to go back inside the program and move that back, because look at this to this, look at that. Okay, perhaps I need to have taken up counterfeiting as a what's it called, career? Is that what they are called nowadays, careers? Okay, I was careering. All right, look at that, and then that's the real thing. Wow, I typed that in. That's not this. Yeah, it's just slightly different. It looks more like Roman columns, whereas mine is not got that rounded off edge thing that's going on there. That is directly from the original logo, so I expect that to be bang on. And then if I move it into place here, you'll see that that goes to there. That's not bad at all, right? But at the end, look, see, it's off by quite a lot. So it looks like that it's increasingly getting more and more off. The P, the R, the drop of the P and the R is bigger in proportion. This one's got a higher midline than that one there. But you know what? I'm really okay with it, and I'm totally fine with that. Right, so I've just got some adjustments I've got to fix that, because that will, if I Yeah, if I put this on mine, then that restart will be just as bad. Let's move it across to the other one, and let's see how far out it is. Wow. Real plate out. Franken CMI in. Let's move that in until it's... Yeah. Alright, I just move that directly into place there. All of them look good, but that is out. It's not in the center. It never was in the center, but it's more out of the center than the original was out of center, if that makes any kind of sense. So I need to... This is going to be really interesting, getting this registered before I screen print. Alright, how does that look? Oh, that does look good. Right, let's fix that. So about 2 millimeters I'm going to move that in by. Feels like the hole needs to go back by 1 millimeter and the restart needs to go back by 3. Same with the NMI. And they also just feel like the holes are a little bit high for mine. So I'm going to move all of these holes down by 1 millimeter. And that, in fact, I could probably move to lower. I'm going to lower the holes first and see what it looks like. But I think I need to take all of this. No, I'm going to lower the holes first and then move this back. One step at a time. But first, dinner. That's the old one. Let's move that one out of the way. I need to mark them or else I get all mixed up. And here's the new one. Still got the tape on. I guess that's how I'm going to identify it right now. That's better. So yeah, the numbers are... It does feel like they're very equidistant between here and here. That doesn't look like that was the problem. Just the circles were wrong. So now they're all lining up. And I could even go a little bit more. But you know what? I'm kind of okay with it. I think we're done. Yeah, these holes on the printout are linear. My holes on the actual thing are not. So when I push them through, I had to kind of desolder it a little bit. But it's looking good. I'm very happy with this. Because the real one is off by a little bit. I'm going to leave it too. Okay, look at that. See how this... Okay, you ready? I'm going to bring in the real one. Look how much over to the side it is. It's way over there. It's miles out. This is how off it is off the center. And then let's look at the real one. And the real one is... Where's my pen? It's a way off. It's like miles off. Look at it. And then my one is just a little bit off. I think I'm gonna be okay with it being off a little bit to pay homage to the real one, which is definitely off by quite a bit. Look at that. That's now a thing. I should maybe just tape it to see what it looks like. Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, let's just see. This tape is not for holding things on. Let's just get an idea. Are we ready? Alrighty. And we do that. I think that looks okay. Look at that. Dude, that's alright. I can definitely live with it. I know that this is now like offset from that, but I didn't want this big one down here. I've seen another one where it doesn't have the box and it's just got this graphic repeated down there, but I didn't like it. I like this. I think this is okay. This is amazing. Alright. Be careful now, don't snap off anything else. Alrighty, so what that shows is we are kind of ready. This, in this kind of state, it's looking pretty good. So the next stage would be to do the screen printing and then the silk sealant after that. And maybe that's going to be too much, but I think it's going to be just right. So that's the next step. So silk screening, here we come. Alrighty, I'm jumping ahead already. So, and I've actually ordered all the bits. I've got them here. I'll show you. Look at the way that this has got its little cover on the back. See that? and the little things down the side. Oh yeah, now look at my one that I kind of fixed and put back together. It's got none of those things. It's bare, with a bare circuit board. Now, well, let me just show you. I got this pack, staples, and it's one of these binder things, right? And so what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna cut this off and make it fit. And I'll take another one and do down to the bottom like that. Then I'll take one of the pieces of card that's in there, this thick kind of plastic stuff, and I'll cut that to the right size so that it fits nicely inside there. And I don't know if it's going to do anything static. Well, no, it'll be fine. Right, like that. And I'll just cut that to size 2. So then I'll have a nice little kind of identical, look at it, it's bloody the same. Yeah, I'll need to trim the edges off and make it nice like that. But then I'll have the complete package looking the same. I think I might even have some of this. Oh, I do. I've got some files from those vertical filing cabinet things. I've got some. And that's exactly what this is. It's like thick filing cabinet stuff. That's exactly, it's a blue kind of, I'm gonna go find that. Okay, I'm carefully putting Steve's plate back together. Make it as good as gold. There's no need for me to have this out now. I've got the plan. I know exactly what I'm doing for the screen printing. The only reason why I might keep this out is to clean it. I'm going to clean this for you, Steve, because it needs a clean. Let's do that. That would be the proper gentlemanly thing to do. Someone loans you a CMI, the nicest thing you can do is to clean it thoroughly with a hose. No, clean the plate gently with the miracle eraser. Let's do that. You see those bits there? You see that? See how dirty it is around the outside edge? Oh yeah, there's tons that comes off. Let's go a bit further up. Let's go there. Look at that. Look at that. As clean as the day it was made. That is really, really quite lovely. Nicely done. Very different. Mine is so creamy. Look how creamy that is compared to this. It's got green in it almost. Alright, let's put this back together. Alright, so a couple of things we need to do. To get this back in, and then I've got to re-drill this guy and get the new one put in there. I've got him made, I just need to put him in. So this part goes here, and this part goes there. That makes sense?
That's too short. Cut it again.
Done. All right. All we need to do is get the card on the back. Okay. Then I just need to trim it to size.
Okay, this should have taken like 10 minutes, but the plastic was too brittle and it didn't want to cut. I'll spare you the most of it. It literally took me way, way too long. It got me frustrated and I got bitter as well as it was being brittle.
Alright, let's try this again. I think what's interesting is the one on the original is a lot thinner. You know, some nights when you're working on these things, it's a lot of fun. You know, and it's interesting. And other nights, feels like everything is just kicking you. I don't know if you can tell, it's one of those nights. You know, some days are just trickier than others.
All right, so now I have to cut it in slow, kind of tiny little sections. It's weird, otherwise it breaks apart like some kind of weaponized rubber band. So these cutouts, I thought they'd be the same on each side, but no, there's little components in the way, and because they're actually like a little bit longer than the other ones, they're too deep, they start hitting the components. What a pain in the arse! You're supposed to start off easy, but no, it's not. But anyway, so we make custom cutouts.
Right, so I've now got this piece of card, plastic, which should fit in there nicely. I just now have to get it nicely underneath. Nicely being the operative word. I'm going to take this one off, which is the easier one to take off, and then I'm going to try and slide it underneath that. This is not going to be easy. Slide this one underneath there and then clip it on. Let's see how we get on. Alrighty, there we go.
Okay, so that fun small job that should have taken 10 minutes has turned into something that's just turned into a bit of a nightmare. And maybe my frustration's showing, and that's fine, because I'm showing it warts and all. I was pretty frustrated, and hey, we got it done. We're all good. Nobody died.
Alrighty, that about wraps it up for this one. Man, that was a lot of minutiae and a lot of tedious small things that were annoying. Anyhow, sadly, all of this minutiae has made it that we have to shove the screen printing effort to the next episode. But that's going to be the next one. Into the rabbit hole of screen printing we go. See you in the next one.